Hello and welcome to another Legal Fireside chat, a new content stream we're running here on Lawyers Weekly. My name's Jerome Doraisamy. Today I'm joined by Louise Massey, who is the Global Chair of Litigation at Dentons. Louise, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jerome. Thanks very much for having me.
Now, we're chatting today, Louise, because Dentons recently won the Dispute Resolution Team of the Year at the 2022 Australian Law Awards. So keen to hear from you, what you think makes a successful team in dispute resolution, particularly in these weird and wonderful times that we're still living through. So first of all, I wanted to know, what it meant to Dentons to have taken out this award.
I think that winning any award is fantastic for the team in terms of the morale, and it's also a recognition of the great work that we've been doing, and that within the legal community and amongst our peers, that we're recognised as leaders. And it really does give a lift to the spirit and the engagement of the team. So we think we work hard. We think we're a great team, and it's just a reflection of that, the award. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, and just in terms of it being a reflection of the hard work and the achievements that the firm has made in the last 12 months, what are some of the headlines from the dispute resolution team at Dentons in the last year? The achievements that have led to this award win.
In terms of what we do in the commercial litigation team in the Sydney office, we're a very broad-ranging team in terms of the types of matters that we do. We have acted in a lot of high-profile matters, and in terms of high profile defamation matters that have been in the news, the COVID business interruption case, just large-scale litigation and arbitration matters for private individuals as well as for blue chip corporates. In the financial regulatory space, we've been very active. We're on the panel for four major banks in Australia, and we also work closely with our international colleagues on cross-border matters. So, I mean, it's a whole range of matters, and some, would be well known and are publicised in the media, some are less known, but all of the matters come with their own different, legal twists and turns. And, it's the strategy that we apply and the work that we do to make sure that we get the most successful outcome for our client is really important to us. And what we do and what we aim to achieve is either to, grow the client's business, protect the client's business, and ensure that they can operate smoothly in this environment, which, has so many challenges, as we all know.
Yeah, well, speaking of those challenges, I mean, listening to you talk about some of the things that the team has been doing the last year, it sounds like it's been an incredibly busy year for the dispute resolution team at Dentons, particularly at a time of such volatility and uncertainty in the market. And that will be around for probably a little bit longer. How has the team looked to navigate that? Have there been particular strategies or approaches that it has employed in this time in order to not only navigate these choppy waters, but also ensure that it was able to, make the right kinds of achievements for its clients?
Look, we're not alone, obviously, in the legal industry and litigation teams who've been facing these challenges. And, at the beginning of the pandemic, when everyone was working from home, I think the challenge then was the connectivity to your team members and to make sure that your team has not only the great work to do and are working effectively and getting the direction and the supervision that they need from partners, but also just to make sure that your team feels that they actually belong to, a bigger picture, that that there is a firm, there is a culture. And I think those are the things which make it more difficult for teams to operate remotely. So what did we do? Like a lot of teams, I think around Sydney in different industries, we made sure that we had weekly meetings where we would all Zoom in together, that we would connect with people. The partners would have specific conversations with the staff to make sure that they had the right work, that they were getting the right support, that, IT issues or whatever the issues were being dealt with. So it was really it was really a matter of just communication and really making sure that we were in touch with the team and what they needed. Now that we've come back into the office and we're not working all 100% in the office, the same principles apply, but it's a little bit easier, I think, to, help the juniors, to train the juniors to be on top of what they're doing when everyone's together. And it also means that the culture of the team and the bonding is actually stronger when people are in the office. I'm not saying that you can't do it remotely, but I think that hybrid combination of coming into the office and working remotely is good, because obviously people have got used to working from home, and with train strikes and things that are going on in the community, it's a necessary way to continue working. But I do believe that face-to-face, back in the office, that connectivity with the team is something that's really quite important. And, our team coming back into the office have really welcomed that, and everyone's really enthusiastic, happy to see people, happy to go to meetings. And I think that's great.
Absolutely. And further to those lessons that you were just outlining there, are there any other things that leaders in dispute resolution teams can and must be doing moving forward to ensure that their team can be successful and be ticking all the right boxes?
Sure. Look, there's a lot of things that make a team a great team, in my opinion. And I think it does fall on the shoulders of the partners to actually lead that. And the leaders need to be present, whether physically in the office or by, connecting remotely with your team. You need to be an inspiration and a motivation for your team members to move forward. So I think having strong leadership is extremely important. It's also, in terms of how you interact with your team and the team members interact with each other, having an inclusive team, having people who respect everybody is essential. And then part of that also, in terms of means that people can come together and will work more effectively together if everyone respects each other, everyone knows that people have different skill sets, everyone contributes in their own way, everyone fairly and evenly works. So I think that's important. Communication, I'm really big on communication with the team, making sure the team knows what's going on, making sure they know what we're doing in terms of our clients, our marketing, how the firm's performing, how the group's performing, how they're tracking, giving them feedback in relation to matters. Communication is key. Another thing that I think is really important for the team is you need to make it a fun environment.
Mm.
And so you need to have, a little bit of fun with your team moving along. And, our team in particular, we're very cohesive. We all gonna get on very well. It's a fun team, but yet when we have to, we know when we have to work hard, and everyone buckles down. So yeah, quite a few different things, but it all kind of comes together and seems to work.
Well, I mean, that must be why your team won the award, because you're clearly on top of all of the challenges that need to be overcome and the boxes that need to be ticked in order to ensure success. So that's good to hear. Now, looking ahead, Louise, I'm curious to know if there are any particular hurdles you're seeing on the horizon in the dispute resolution space. Perhaps things that might be happening in the market, any kind of fluctuations that a team like yours will have to proactively, be ready for in order to continually ensure that success.
Yes, again, and we're not alone here. I'm sure that all litigation teams are the same. It's a tight market, and it's very competitive to acquire and retain great lawyers. And so we really need to work to ensure that our lawyers are engaged, that they're getting good work, that they're properly remunerated for what they do, that they feel that there is a culture that they adhere to. Things like learning and development, sustainability, diversity and inclusion, all of these, softer skills or areas of interest are really important. So we have to make sure that we, continue to do a lot in that space for our lawyers. So yeah, it's a very competitive market for lawyers. So we train our lawyers really well, and we do often, get other firms coming along trying to collect and pick our lawyers. But so that's one thing that's a challenge for us. I think that there's always a challenge in the market in relation to issues that, might impact upon your team and their performance in terms of the innovation, the legal skills. There's more competition in that space, especially from, non-legal entities. So that's something we need to stay on top of. And I think also that, there's issues like cybersecurity. So there's all the training of the people to make sure that that's okay. Cybersecurity is one of those issues that keeps everyone, I think, awake at night. And then on top of that, laid on top of all of that, then we have the demands of clients and, what are clients doing in this market? There's a lot of uncertainty around in terms of what's happening with the economy. There's still clients struggling with supply chain issues. There's all the ESG that, is in the front of mind for a lot of clients. And so it's trying to, support our clients as they're moving through this, turbulent time and uncertain time, I think.
Mm.
And one of the things also too is, in terms of regulators and, the compliance demands that are placed on clients are quite huge at the moment. So that's something that we're seeing a lot of, an
Mm.
increased workflow coming through from our clients.
Mm.
So that's just, I suppose, a few things.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I feel like, that broad awareness that you have about the challenges coming down the pipeline will help put your team in the best possible position to continue its success into the future. So Louise Massey, once again, congratulations to your team on its win of the Dispute Resolution Team of the Year category. And thank you for joining me for this quick fireside.
Great. Thanks, Jerome. Pleasure.